Alright, so if you clicked on this video, then chances are you either have an Audi with the 4.0 T or you're looking to get one and you are wanting to make 700 horsepower to the crank. So what this video is going to go over all the modifications you need to hit that goal and some modifications you need to go beyond that. So with that said, this is my 2014 C7 Audi S6, but this video is going to go over the C7, C7.5, S6s, S7s, and A8s because all the same motors, just different transmissions if anything, and facelift or pre-LCI. So the first and probably the most important thing that I will recommend that you get is actually a set of inlets for your turbos. So what I am running are VTT turbo inlets. These are for both stock and upgraded turbos, and these are actually going to help a lot with restriction on these vehicles because the stock inlets are super tiny and they go to a single air box and they're just a little bit too restrictive for upgraded turbos. Please excuse all the coolant spewing from here. This little hose is messed up. Oh, there, it's splurting on me, but that's not good. Let's try to put that in. Okay, we'll just excuse that for now. But the second thing that you're gonna need, you don't actually need downpipes. However, downpipes are recommended just to increase flow and exhaust sound. And I will say these cars have really bad back pressure from the factory, so if you can do anything to relieve that back pressure, I would go ahead and recommend that you do that. If you want to run anything higher than 93 octane, you need to have upgraded fuel pumps. Maybe with race gas you'll be fine, so 100 octane, but if you're planning on doing anything more than E30, so like full E85, you really need to get upgraded internals on your fuel pumps, or you can just get fully upgraded fuel pumps from a manufacturer and they should be ready, no tampering or anything. It's also a good thing just to get these out of the way because these are prone to failure. So gaskets on these go bad and fuel starts getting into the engine oil, blah, blah, blah. It makes a big mess. And E85 is actually going to be very, very important if you're trying to hit high horsepower numbers on these cars. Not only does E85 give you the privilege of higher octane, but it helps a lot with cooling on these vehicles, which is actually the second item. You are going to need a larger heat exchanger. So you can kind of see from here, but the heat exchanger is that metal part right there, and it's really only covering the area from like the top of this grill here to the bottom lip right there. So the OEM or stock one just isn't doing it for cooling. E85 is definitely going to help a bit, but you really need to be able to upgrade that if you want to be able to have consistent pools and keep your IATs very low. I don't know if you can see, these two cats are going at it right now. Poor babies. So we've kind of covered the main things on this vehicle, which are going to be your inlets, fuel pumps, heat exchanger, and really the only other thing you need to hit 700 horsepower are going to be turbos. So I'm running the stock S6, S7 turbos, but you can upgrade these to RS6, RS7, or even S8 turbos, which are slightly larger. The magical thing about those is that you can just bolt them directly onto your engine. No modifications needed, no like fabrication, just straight bolt on, drop in from your OEM ones. So just simply upgrading your turbos, you're gonna be able to hit those 700 horsepower numbers just with a straight tune. So whether it's 100 octane or like I said, E85, you're gonna be easily at 700 crank. Some people are hitting quarter miles in like almost like low 10s, trapping like 134 miles per hour, and you know 60 to 130 is probably in the low 7s, which is awesome because these cars are some of the most sleeper vehicles ever. Like every time I pull up to meets and stuff, people are always asking me like, oh, what's in the car? Obviously it's a dead giveaway if you look right here, but people just really don't know too much about the S6s and S7s. I think that's a really cool thing about these cars. People really don't know how easy it is to make these cars fast. Like I said, just those simple bolt-ons and you're already out of here with, you know, smoking Camaros, Mustangs. You'll probably even give some M5s on stock turbos a run for their money, which this would basically be comparable to an M5 once you have upgraded turbos. So aside from what I just went over, there are some honorable mention items that you can cover. So wastegates, these are going to allow you to hold the boost more consistently and sometimes even get higher boosts than what you will be able to with the stock ones. Other items that will most likely need upgrading are going to be like your drive shaft carrier, any bushings and stuff like that you have that are going out, motor mounts probably as well. Not only are you going to need an ECU tune, but you'll need a TCU tune to help manage all the new torque that you're going to get from upgraded turbos. As far as tunes go, there's very many options you can go with. A lot of people like to go with DS1, so that's like an off-the-shelf tune. If you're from the BMW world, it's similar to like MHD and BM3, but basically you'll have stage 1 for a stock car, stage 2 for bolt-ons, and then stage 3, which is for RS turbos or larger, and that is going to be probably one of the most aggressive RS level turbo tunes available for these vehicles as far as off-the-shelf tunes. I am currently tuned by Jackal Motorsports. I'm not sure what the upgraded turbo map for them looks like, because I really haven't seen a lot of feedback from people on those, and I personally haven't tested it, but once I do, I'm definitely going to get some dyno numbers and help test out. I'm definitely going to try to stick to 93 octane, but if I can get a flex fuel tune in the future, I'll try that. DS1 is just really expensive and has a high entry point in my opinion. It's like $1,300 to get it, but you get all the tunes. It also doesn't come with a TCU tune. But then again, if you get DS1, it's going to allow you to get custom tunes from other vendors. What I have, as I mentioned, is a Jackal Motorsports tune, as you could probably tell by this decal, but you're going to get an ECU tune for a stage 1, which is just full bolt-on stock turbo S6 or S7, and you'll get a TCU tune to help you manage all the torque and help get the clutch pressure levels right for your vehicle. It's also going to come with a stage 2 tune, which is for RS turbos or larger, but they only tune for 93 octane. You're not going to be able to get an E85 or a race gas tune. So that's kind of the benefits and downsides for each of those tunes. Now the Jackal tune is definitely a lot more friendlier to your wallet. It's like 600, 700 bucks I think for the cable and the that tune itself. But they're also working a lot on getting these things dialed in. Like, I know they've been having a lot of support for their customer support and always going above and beyond to help make things right with the customer. And yeah, I'm excited to, get some logs and maybe help out the community. Maybe we can help work with Jackal and get these tunes working better. Not that there's anything wrong with them, but we could probably just make them a lot better. And who knows, maybe once I get my RS turbos in, I could probably work with them to get a 100 octane or maybe an E85 flex fuel tune going for 4.0T owners out there. But with that being said, guys, the 4.0T platform is really growing. Since I joined it a year ago, I've seen so much development, people going single turbo, full 85 race gas, and people are hitting insane numbers on their RS7s, RS6s, and S6s, S7s. Even the A8s, which are like the biggest boats out of all of them, are hitting crazy numbers on upgraded turbos with some bolt-ons. So I know I said I'd go over some details on how to get even more power than 700, and really, it's going to be, like I said, the wastegates, getting that 85 tune, but you can even get larger turbos. There's Pinnacle Performance sells some great turbos. They sell larger than RS7 turbos, so RS7 Plus, and then they even sell their own castings with the even larger turbos. There's FE Performance axle breakers. You can get a whole lot of different tunes and turbos for these cars to exceed what you want. So the things are just crazy for these vehicles. Like I said, it's just more supporting mods you need if you want to hit higher horsepower numbers, but in general, these things are monsters. It's super easy to hit 700 horsepower on this car specifically. To go over everything you really need is just going to be turbos, inlets, fuel pumps, heat exchanger, maybe meth if you want to run some better cooling, but from there, just some more maintenance mods and you can already hit your power goals. Like I said before, these cars are awesome sleepers. People don't know what's going to hit them. A lot of people think these are just A6s, and you're just going to surprise everyone when you blow them out the water. That M5, M6, AMGs, all of them, whenever they see you roll up, they're not even going to know what hit them. But alright guys, that's going to be it for the video. This one's probably a bit of a shorter one, I'm sorry. I had another video planned for this week, but I just wasn't really happy with the outcome of it, and I didn't like the type of video it was. This is the video I decided to come up with. Next week, hopefully I can film something for you guys on Saturday and have a second video lined up for next week, and then hopefully by the next week after that, the video is going to be something huge for this car. I've been teasing it in some of my other videos, but I'm really excited to get let's just say everything that I talked about in this video is probably going to go into play. But alright guys, that'll be it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I know a lot of people have questions or message me externally, so drop a comment, message my Instagram, or whatever way you can get a hold of me, and I'll make sure to respond to you back as soon as I can.